Hey, what's up, YouTube? I don't have a whole lot to say. The new patch just dropped, and I am just ready to. Oh God, I'm still in tower fantasy mode. I'm just ready to check to see if I can get Durin. I'm not gonna say too much here. Let me just go ahead and claim this. Yep, there we go. Get that out of the way, and okay. So first, I'm just gonna say, wait, what is that? Oh, I thought hold to quit was highlighted. AHHH I? Really? Oh boy. No thank you. Anyways, so, not a whole lot to say right now. I'll yap a bit later. I'm just going to go to the banners. First things first. Let me go ahead and just do that. Alright, so, quick banner review. Durin banner. Durin seems like he's going to be a really good character for a lot of different teams. So overall, I give this banner a 7 out of 10. Farzan is an excellent animo support. And if you want DPS Venti, you'll probably want Farzan. Oh, did the banner have a sparkle to it? Was that always like that? Huh. Interesting. Anyways, Bennett is also a really good 4-star unit. He's a very good support, buffer, healer, etc. He pretty much does everything. He is the real Pyro Archon. Everyone knows this. Yehoda, disappointment. Anyway, so enough about that. 7 out of 10 banner. Just overall good banner. I might even give it an 8 if it wasn't for Yehoda, and if the characters might have been a little bit different. It just depends on who the third character would have been if it wasn't Yehoda, but Yehoda was coming out this patch, so it is what it is. And my friend just came online. Of course, as I'm recording a video. Alright, so, and then Venti, for the Venti side of things, it's kind of the same thing, honestly. If you are a Venti wanter, this is easily like a 7 out of 10. Again, Yehoda doesn't bring any value to either of the characters whatsoever, nor does she bring value to the new Hexarai buffs or anything like that. This is kind of a weird place for her to be. She just doesn't have... she just shouldn't have been on this banner. She should have been on an earlier banner or a later one. Anyways, but I'm sure Yehoda Wanters will want to get her. And this is a decent banner to get her on, honestly, if you want Yehoda copies. But she's basically a side grade to Sucrose, if not a downgrade, depending on what teams you're playing on, for her niche, for the Ascendant Gleam niche. So yeah, 7 out of 10 all the way around. Again, Yehoda just really brings it down. Farza's not the best 4-star, but she is an excellent 4-star for Animo DPS, so most people that want, Wanderer, Xiao, Venti now, and maybe even in the future, Varka, will probably want Farzan, so it's good that she's on the banner with the Animo Archon and Bennett, of all people, because, they pair really well together for the characters that they support. Again, Wanderer wanters, they usually want Bennett on the team. So yeah, very good banner. Standard banner, as we all know. I'm kidding. I don't ever rate the standard banner. All right, I'm gonna check my pity right now and see where we're at. I'm pretty sure I'm at 50. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, I'm at 60 pity. Okay, that's right, 60 pity. So I am just going to do 20 pulls because that's what I normally do when I'm just building pity. This will probably get me a 5-star. So yeah, here we go. First 10 pull, let's get it out of the way. Rip the band-aid off. Okay, Yehoda? No Yehoda. Good, because I just skipped it, and I just realized that would have sucked if I got Yehoda just now. Okay, so that's a disappointment. I didn't get a Yehoda copy. I'm going to do single pulls now until I get a 5-star, or until I get up to the 10 pity mark, or whatever. Like, if I don't get it within 80 pity, then it just wasn't meant to be. So here we go. Single pull number 1, 71 pity. Alright, nothing. 72. Enough. 73. Oh, I hate being sick. Alright, 74. Here we go.
久しぶりだね。僕はドゥリン。この前まではチビドゥリンって呼ばれてたけど、見ての通り、もうチビじゃない。まだ僕のこの姿になれないみたいだね。実は、僕もまだ慣れなくて。まだまだたくさんのことを学んでいかないとだから、いろいろ教えてほしいな。
Why did I have to put it in Japanese? Ah, I forgot. I was doing that because of the quests and whatnot. Or anecdotes. Okay, I'm gonna replay his hello in English. But 74 pity, that's, it's not early, but it's right at soft pity. So I'll take it. That's the earliest I've gotten in a while reaching pity. So that's pretty cool. It lowers my average. So there's the pools, less than 20 pools, and I got Durin, so I'll be, depending on what you see in the title of the video, hopefully that wasn't a huge bait or anything. Now for those that just wanted to see how the pools went, you can leave if you want right now. That's perfectly fine. I thank you for joining me, and depending on when you're watching, have a great morning, afternoon, or night, and just remember to stay happy, stay healthy, and just have fun. When it comes to these gacha games, just don't forget that you don't need to spend money to get good. So that's all I wanted to say there. Now, for those that are staying, I am going to yap a bit. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this back on English real quick. So for anyone wondering, because I have a friend that's been constantly asking me, should I pull for this one? Should I pull for this one? Should I pull for this one? And I have a few people in real life on like Discord and stuff that also wonder why I do the things that I do. So yeah, here's my overall rules for how I discipline myself, or I stay disciplined to save Prima Gems and whatnot. Typically, unless I'm breaking a certain rule for myself, like spending money on Nefer's weapon, usually I'll just save as much Primo Gems as possible within a given patch, and to include Welkin Moon and Battle Pass, but you don't have to. Basically, my rule is 20 pulls, no more, no less, the majority of the time. Since I get Welkin and Battle Pass, it's okay to go up to like 40 pulls, depending on how the patch goes. If you're saving like 50 to 60 pulls in a given patch, or a banner phase, in the first phase of a patch, and in the second phase, you're not even pulling, most likely, and you're probably going to save another 30 to 40 pulls worth of Prima Gems, and Intertwin Fates, and Star Glitter, and all that stuff, then, you could probably afford to spend 40 to 50 pools in a given banner phase or a given patch, so to speak. But if you're not that interested in pulling for the characters, you just kind of want them, or you think they might benefit your account, but ultimately you're not going to cry over spilled milk, basically, if you don't get them or you lose your 50-50, then build pity. Do like 10 to 20 pulls, and that's it. And then save the rest. And then that way, hey, you tried, but at least now you have more pulls saved for the next character. So Durin was not going to be a character that I was going to heavily invest my efforts into, but now that I got him, I probably will. I don't know what his best signature sets are going to be yet. I'm also saving my condensed resin for Stygian Onslaught. So there's that too. I don't remember when it's going to start. I just know it will be soon, probably within the week or after. And yeah, I'm going to want to spend all my artifact farming during the Stygian Onslaught phase of this banner patch. Anyway, so with that said, there you go. That's my trick to keeping myself disciplined. I got a friend of mine that was, constantly asking me, hey, should I pull for Durin? Hey, should I save for Columbina? I have Nefer. I really like Nefer. And I'm just telling him, like, no, don't pull for Durin if you don't have characters that Durin could benefit or that could benefit Durin. He's a great character. I haven't checked his kits yet, but I've seen a lot of videos about Durin already, and he seems like a really good character. And with the new Hexarite buffs, he's just bound to
Don't
be
trust
even
your
better.
eyes uncritically.
So yeah, Durin's not a bad character for people's account overall. Just like Farina is a really good character for overall account value. But it also depends on what you're doing to play the game. Are you pulling for meta? Are you pulling for just general enjoyment of the game? Whether it be story content and overworld and blah 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 blah. Well, then you have to decide for yourself what's the point in pulling for said character. Oh, aesthetically pleasing? Okay, pull the character. Then that's fine. You know, maybe you want to pull for the bro characters or the girl characters or whatever, and it's just because you think that they're appealing to look at while you play the game. Then yeah, pull for what you have fun, how you have fun playing the game. But just don't go crazy. Don't go overboard. And, oh man, I really wish I got this constellation or this, and that. There's always going to be reruns. It's fine. Save your Prima Gems. It's fine to play free to play. And don't worry about Stygian Onslaught. Just get yourself the Prima Gems. Don't worry about the feathers so much. You know, the end game content is always going to be there. There are always going to be new cycles, and they're always going to be shilling the characters that are on the banners. That doesn't mean that those characters are good just because they're really good for Stygian Onslaught or Abyss. It just means that the developers are like, hey, we need to make these characters seem good, so let's give them some value by making them do more damage in some way in the Abyss cycle or whatever, the buffs that you get during Abyss. Or in Stygian Onslaught, let's make it so that certain enemies can only be dealt with because of a certain niche, like lunar damage. Lightkeeper, I'm looking at you. I hated that guy. So don't ever feel like you have to pull for a character. Just save your Prima Gems. It's so easy. Just play the game, enjoy the game, do your dailies, and then play other games. That's all you gotta do. This is a one-player game. There's no rankings except for what people do on their own time, like Akasha and stuff. That's fine if you want to try to make a good build for a character, but that doesn't mean that you have to pull their constellations. Getting a C6 Ayaka does not mean that your Akasha record for Ayaka will be better. Only the artifacts will, and they even have rankings for different types of weapons. Even if you don't have the weapon, it might just say like, this is where your ranking would be if you had Miss Splitter or something like that. So keep that in mind too if you're going off of that. Like if you're trying to get the best Ayaka or Arlecchino or Beto or whatever, just keep that in mind. You don't need to pull for like the best characters that support them if you're just trying to get the best build for them or whatever the case. Because the Akasha will fill in the blanks for you to some degree anyway. Yeah, well that's my rant about that. So that's all I really had to say. Again, that's my trick. I always know that I'm going to be, with Welkin Moon and Battle Pass, I'm always going to be saving around 50 to 60 pulls in the first banner phase, and then around 30 to 40 pulls in the second banner phase. So that's close to 100 pulls per patch. And this includes the expected or anticipated events, quests, Abyss cycles, Imaginarium Theater, and Stygian Onslaught now too. So I'm already in the end game, so I can anticipate that just fine. Some people can't. Maybe they're not ready to clear 36 stars in Abyss or something like that. That's fine. Then calculate it so that you're just clearing the first two floors, 9 and 10, and maybe some of 11, you know, if you really want to challenge yourself. Just assume I'm getting this many Primo Gems from those floors, and calculate it for yourself if you want to, or just surprise yourself every time a new Abyss cycle comes around. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say about that. So, very easy to save Prima Gems. Give yourself some discipline. If you're worried about building pity, and maybe you're on like that's what I want to say. If you're on a guarantee, and you're worried about building pity, then don't build pity. If you are okay with using your guarantee up on possibly an early 5-star from another character that maybe they're not the one that you really wanted, but you're okay with losing, or not losing, but getting that 5-star early, then okay, build pity. But if you are dead set on getting a very specific character that's already been shown in the story, oh man, this is going to be one of the greatest anticipated characters of all time, or I just really like the way they look and I really want that character, then don't waste your guarantee, don't build pity. Just save. That's all you got to do, just save. If you're worried about getting like battle pass points like I like to do, just use your Acquaint Fates. I have 200 right now. They're easy to save up, especially with the store resetting all the time. Just use your Acquaint Fates instead of your Intertwined Fates / Primogems, so that way you don't waste your pulls on like potentially building pity and then getting a early 5-star of a character that you actually didn't want that much. Same thing with capturing Radiance. I think by now it's been proven, especially with my own history, that if you lose 3 50/50s in a row, then you're guaranteed to get capturing Radiance. And it's like a double effect as well, because if you lose your third 50/50 in a row, then you're guaranteed on your next 5-star. So then that means you're guaranteed to get 2 5-stars that you want. So for me, I got Nefer because of capturing Radiance. And I don't remember what I got before that. It might have been Llama. But yeah. If I hadn't got Llama, if I had just lost the 50/50 and said, okay, I'm going to stop pulling right there, I could have pulled Nefer and her C1 because I had enough pulls or Primogems to do it. So kind of plan out your attack. You know, if you have really bad luck and you lose that third 50/50, then you can at least know in your mind, in the back of your mind, that I'm going to get guaranteed 2 copies of my next favorite character or whatever that I'm saving for. So consider that as well when you're building pity. I'm using air quotes here. It's a dangerous game to try to build pity when you know you have the guarantees, and you probably shouldn't be building pity right now. But the other thing too, and this is something I told my friend, is that you need at least, on average, 160 pulls to guarantee a character. That means that you're anticipating you will lose a 50/50. You will get it usually around or before 80 pity, and you are okay with spending that many resources to guarantee 1 copy of a character. If you don't have at least 160 pulls, then maybe you shouldn't be building pity. Maybe you should be saving your wishes, because again, if you're at like 100 pulls and you do 20 pulls to build pity, and I got a 5-star character, now you have 80 pulls left, but you got a 5-star character, maybe you won the 50/50, so you're still on a 50/50. Now you go to pull the character that you wanted with only 80 pulls left on the next banner phase, and you don't get it. You lose the 50/50 and you don't get the character, and you go all the way to 80 pity or 85 or whatever. What just happened then? You just kind of screwed yourself. So you should be saving those pools. You know, keep in mind how the cost that it takes to guarantee a 5-star, and then decide if you want to build pity. If you have more than 160 wishes worth of Primogems and Star Glitter and Intertwined Fates and all that stuff, and you're okay with building pity and, you know, possibly losing 50/50 and not going overboard, then hey, you do you. But that's just my general rule and my advice to people that are trying to secure a guarantee of a character. So yeah, spend your Primogems wisely and just consider those options. If you have any other questions for me, leave them in the comments below. If you stayed for the Yap Fest and just to hear some pulling advice, then hey, I hope it helps. And I don't mean like Paimon's old voice actor, hope it helps type of type of thing. I genuinely mean that. Like, I hope that that's beneficial to you in some way. It's the same thing with saving money when it comes to real life stuff. You just have to have discipline. All right, everyone. I will probably stream
So don't
at
be
some
your
point
own
on
fool.
Twitch on my next day off. I am off on Thursday, I believe, so I'll be working tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Or depends on when you see this video. But when I'm off, I will probably stream the new content. For now, I'm just gonna do my dailies, and yeah, that'll be it. So, again. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment if you feel like it. And again, if you were here for just the polls, well, sorry that you stayed for the Yap Fest for some reason. But if you stayed for the Yap Fest and you weren't sure what the hell I was talking about, or you just want to ask me a question, then feel free to do so. Thank you for watching. Have a great morning, afternoon, or night, again, depending on when you're watching. And just remember, stay happy, stay healthy, and just have fun. Don't forget, you don't need to spend money in these gacha games to get good. Peace out, everybody.